Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3T Path channel. My name is Giridhari. And today I want to read an important verse from the Bhagavad Purana, the Srimad Bhagavatam, where this brilliant young sage, Prahlad Maharaj, tells us why things are going wrong. Have you noticed things keep going wrong? So why do things go wrong? And what can we do about that? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, this is a beautiful verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 7th chapter, verse 41. I'm going to read first the Sanskrit, and then I'll read a translation. Yad-artha karmāṇi vidvan-māny asakṛn naraḥ karotyato viparyāsam amoghaṁ vindate phalam. Translation. A materialistic person, thinking himself very advanced in intelligence, continuously acts for economic gain, which means, making money, making life more comfortable, bigger car, phone, bank account, that kind of stuff. But again and again, as enunciated in the Vedas, he is frustrated by material activities, either in this life or in the next. Indeed, the result one obtains are inevitably the opposite of those one desires. It's a great line, isn't it? Inevitably, we obtain the opposite result that we desire. It's like that, right? I mean, if life, you want this and you get this, you want it to be healthy and you're not healthy, you get sick, you want it to be rich and you're not rich, you want to have a good job and it's a crummy job, you wanted a great relationship and it's a toxic relationship, you want a good government and you get, what you're getting now. So, it's always like, right? You get the opposite of what you want. And now, so what's wrong here? What's wrong with this picture? Is this kind of verse, this kind of teaching is very common in the Vedas. And you might just get a verse like this and say, well, these Vedas must be super depressing, right? They're like super depressing. This is such a downer, right? I mean, who wants just to yes, I'm getting the opposite. No, I want to hear about, stuff happening well and getting rich and happy and nice relationships. That's what I want to hear about. I don't want to hear about this stuff. But wait. So these kinds of verses, again, there's a lot of them. These kind of verses that slam you kind of like in the face, like, look, this is what life is really like, come on. I mean, you're like fooling yourself. This is true. It's hard. You're getting the opposite of what you want pretty much all the time. Sometimes you get what you want, but most of the time you get the opposite. Even when you get what you want, then it's not what you expected, blah, blah, blah. The point is what? The point is that what we're looking for was right. So what were you looking for? You were looking for happiness. You were looking for peace. You were looking for harmony. So that's great. That's the right thing. So you were doing the right thing. You were looking for peace, happiness, harmony. But the problem is we're looking for it in the wrong place. And that's what these verses are for. So it's not to get you down, it's to say, look, we're going to help you redirect your focus so that you do indeed get those things you wanted. The problem is you won't get them in matter. And there's a good explanation for it. They even give you a very good explanation within the sense that, look, the reason why you won't get happiness, peace, contentment, in matter, in a superficial life, in material achievements, the bank account, the house, the car, the reason why you won't get it, even if you do get the right house, bank account, and which most people don't, but even if you did get it, still that won't be enough. Why? Because you are not matter. This is what the whole Vedic concept is. You are Atman, you are spirit, soul, you're a transcendental being. You've got nothing to do, in fact, with matter. There's this dramatic last sutra in the Yoga Sutras where Patanjali says that at the Kaivalya stage, when you become liberated, you understand that that matter, it's called the gunas, matter has zero value. Yad-artha, zero. Matter has zero value for the soul. So when you're looking for all those nice things, again, happiness, joy, contentment, peace, in matter, you'll never get it because it has zero value for the true you. So what we have to do is, so these kind of verses, again, it's not to get you down, it's just to redirect your focus and tell you, look, okay, you have material life. Sure, you're running, you've got your job, and you're trying to get the house and the car and the nice relationships. Fine. We're not going to try to, talk you out of these things. It's like, no, we're not supposed to renounce everything. In fact, Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita wanted to renounce everything. He says, Krishna, I've had it. I've had enough. I'm out of here. I'm just going to drop everything and just become, a renunciant. I'm just going to become a mendicant. I'm just going to go around, beg for some, scraps of food, and I've had it. And Krishna says, no, Arjuna, you can't do that. No, don't do that. You have to be here. You have to do your job. You have to live in your house, do your job, stay in your marriages. You have to do your thing. So this goes on. Your life, job, fine, that stays. What we're saying is, if you want really to achieve happiness, and you have to add another layer of consciousness on top of all these things, the spiritual dimension, spiritual consciousness. So when you're doing all these things, you're going to be focused on something else. You're going to be focused on the transcendental aspect of reality, the spiritual aspect of reality, and therefore you will achieve happiness, joy, and everything, because you will be situated in your right frequency, in what has value for you, not matter which has shunyartha, zero value. You'll be situated, you'll be using the day-to-day life, cleaning the house, walking the dog, taking the kids to school. You'll be using this to achieve this high level of consciousness, this transcendental, what we call Krishna consciousness. You'll be using to achieve this level of, and that's going to fulfill you, and only that will fulfill you. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, please make sure to leave your questions below, your comments, suggestions for topics you want me to cover. I love to hear from you. And also, please share the video. And of course, like and subscribe, but also share the video with other like-minded people so we can expand our community. So have the rest of your day with lots of peace and lots of love.